I never thought of it like that, and that's beautiful to hear. I hope we can help people. I mean, first of all, I want to make this very clear, we're not the spokespeople for gay marriage. We are telling our story, which is a boy from Odessa, Texas, who fell in love with a boy from Valencia, California, and you'll see a lot of our story unfold. Like, for instance, I growing up in a small southern town, going to the Baptist church with a conservative family. My father was appointed by George W. Bush in the 90s, yet they were supportive of our union, didn't even flinch.
And then on the other hand, my parents were liberals, met at UCLA, educated, and you know they
not
still
religious.
Not religious, and they still can't talk about it.
They wouldn't even come to our wedding.
So
it just shows you just never. Everyone's story is very different. It's very different. So we're just here to offer our piece of that pie, and if we do help kids come out, or I would prefer helping kids just to have that safety in their mind of going, see, I can have that someday, because if I knew He had been the light at the end of the tunnel when I was praying to God at 13 to not make me gay, I would have been far better off.
Have you spoken to any seniors about what you're doing in your show? As somebody who came out in the 70s, I marvel at what I see every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I worked in bars, I worked at some of the biggest clubs in town back in the 70s, and I never imagined in the world I'd be talking to a gay couple on television.
Really? Right. Well, haven't we come a long way?
Some of those clubs in the 70s.
I'm not that old, dear. I'm sorry.
No, we really. I mean, have we? I don't know.
You know, I think it's harder for the seniors to connect with us, because I think that there is such a stigma still that they carry with them, that they're not comfortable about being who they are and talking about it freely. Being a 47-year-old, and the kind of shame that I carried on through how my parents treated the whole coming out to them.
They still do.
And I even have in the back of my mind, you know, that little...
He doesn't like PDA.
It's just basically, right. I mean, there's little things that, like the PDA, or you know, in public, holding my hand, that it's still very uncomfortable for me. Yeah.
Whereas I can care less. I am what I am.
Yeah, and I'm getting better at it. I'm working on it, because, you know, there is no shame in what we have. It's an amazing bond. You know, bond that we have, and he's my best friend.
Out of curiosity, because this revealing your life on TV is actually beneficial to your career.
Yes.
Not so much for yours. How hard is it to work?
Well, I, you know, basically did get it in writing from my employer. I did take some, you know, some good tips on that, and know by dealing with legal that you have to take care of that, right? Absolutely. But you know, we're behind the scenes in investigations, and I am a federal investigator. I feel that, you know, we are the first line of defense in national security and keeping our country safe. And you know, I'm dealing more behind the scenes with that and with the employer. So I don't even know if many people that I even work with in doing the investigations are going to even be watching. But I don't think they even watch television.
But what helps my career helps Jeff, because ultimately we want him to retire in a few years and then be our stay-at-home dad while I'm the first male panelist on The View. So that's the truth, is whatever helps my career will then just get him to retire quicker, which is what he wants.
Are you planning on a family? Are you family?
Absolutely.
Yes, when we can afford it. Yes, because we know, and when I don't mean just financially, I mean afford it emotionally, because I do not want to be a selfish parent. I want to be a parent that's like completely devoted to my children, and I'm not ready for that yet. And at least I can admit that.
Is this an issue discussed on the show?
Do what?
Is this being talked about in this season?
Kids is not really. I mean, maybe
no, we're not talking about season 5, maybe.
What are we? You know, reality TV depends an awful lot on conflict. So what are we talking about in this first season?
Finances is
a big one.
Because you know, like his house is like his name is on the house, mine is not. So therefore,
which is nothing we can do about it because of tax.
Well, there is something you could do about it.
I'm not going to be taxed $40,000, Blair. So.
There you go. So there's that conversation that we still have, and then there's the sex stuff. You know, when you have someone as handsome as this laying next to you every day, you kind of, at my age, you want it every day, if you know what I mean, and he's not able to provide that all the time. So that's the frustrating thing we go through on the show as well.